Innocent until. Happy Sunday, man. Listen, ain't no fancy editing and all that stuff in this. I'm just bringing it to the table, so check it out. Tell me what you think and keep an open mind, man. Very well could be your son, your daughter, your loved one on trial accused of something they ain't do or something they did do. How would you want to handle it? Let's go.
Jesse, and from what we know, there is a mini mountain of evidence against Kohlberger. If there's anything more that they have been able to mine from these search warrants at Kohlberger's home in Washington and then also in Pennsylvania, I mean, this seems like, from the outside, a pretty solid case. Is that going too far, Jesse?
Innocent until. Happy Sunday, man. I don't got a lot to say, man. I'm really gonna speed through this. I want to be on and off because I don't have a lot to say. I just want to preempt the BS that's gonna drop tomorrow, and I don't know. Probably all this week. If Bryan is going to court and there are gonna be cameras in there, man, it's probably gonna be all this week. So that they're gonna have BS going on. Dateline just dropped a series episode. I'm seeing tweets and things saying that Bryan broke into someone's house. I don't know if that's true. I'm not going to watch Dateline's, episode special, whatever it is, man. I cannot emphasize enough, bro. I can't get caught up in the foolishness. I have real stuff going on in my life. I don't see how you guys don't, man. Like, I'm not gonna make this a shot because I know y'all don't like when I talk about soccer moms, but in my mind, I'm really thinking this is why y'all ass don't need to be at home, bro. Y'all be on the internet all day, every day, chasing the most outrageous rumors and rabbit holes. It's like, that's why your ass don't need to be doing. Invest some of that time in generating some income for your family. Because how in the hell do y'all have time to, chase all these damn rabbit holes? I don't get it, bro. But anyway, I'm not gonna linger there. I'm not watching the Dateline special, man. Shout out to the young lady that got in my Twitter comments yesterday because I was posting content and she asked me, do I think he's guilty? Do I think the roommates did it alone? Do I think they were all in it together? And then she showed me something from the affidavit about the DoorDash driver coming allegedly between 2 and 4. I've never seen that before in my life, and I'm going to tell y'all why, like I told her, man. If you follow me, you know what I'm about to say. I don't chase rabbit holes, man. They're going to have to present everything that they got in court, man. I know a lot of y'all think because they put it in a probable cause affidavit that makes it true. No, bro, it just means this is what the police are saying happened. That don't mean it happened. Now, I know according to this DoorDash driver thing, they're also saying that they talked to the DoorDash driver and the DoorDash driver confirmed the story. I don't know. She sent me a screenshot. She said the screenshot was from the affidavit. I have no reason to believe this woman went out of her way to lie, so I'm gonna, and I seen y'all talking about it too. I've been seeing the chatter about the DoorDash driver. But I'm gonna tell you what my answer to her question is. I may rephrase it and rethink it here, but I'm still waiting for the trial, guys, because anything can be said. Even in trial, that's why they're going to trial, to present this evidence to see if it makes sense. Now, let me answer her question, then I'm going to talk a little bit about the grand jury, and then I'm, going to say what I'm going to say about all of the BS that's going to come out this week. And I don't, this is really about my opinion of y'all and why even thinking about jury pools scare me. So, do I think Bryan did it? Do I think Bryan did it with the roommates? Do I think the roommates did it alone? I'm going to be honest with you. At this point in the case, I have not seen all the evidence or the non-evidence that y'all spend y'all time swimming in because I'm waiting for the trial. At this point in the case, from what I know that has risen to the top, I think that there were a group of, I've said this in probably my second video. I think there were a group of people. It was some kind of ritual killing, or they were jealous of the roommates. Potentially they were only there to kill maybe one or two of them, and then the others, got involved some way. And then, but there is no way that the two surviving roommates aren't involved in this. There's absolutely no way the two survived. Even if they didn't have anything to do with the killings, but they knew about it. They helped cover it up, that 8-hour gap. It's just so many obvious inconsistencies here. Someone asked a question on Twitter today, and it said, why was she frozen in a state of shock, this Dylan chick? Why was she frozen in a state of shock if she didn't think anything had happened? I'm not going to get into that because there are some answers for that. I could even play devil's advocate to that question myself, but it is a very valid question. So do I think Bryan did it? I'm going to be, it's hard. As much as I don't trust cops and I know that they will fabricate evidence and suspects to clear cases and to cover up for people that they think should be covered up for, it's still very hard for me to believe that Bryan has no involvement in this case. And I'm going to tell you the main reason why. Y'all looking at everything else and everybody has their opinions. I'm thinking with my mind, not y'all. The cell phone tower data means nothing to me. The alleged DNA means nothing to me because all of that is still alleged. Even the cell phone tower data, I don't think they would fabricate something like that. I just know that as true crime fans, a lot of y'all need to do more research. While y'all chasing these rabbit holes, there's information that you can find out conclusively. Go do more research on how valid and reliable cell phone data is. This whatever it is, the connects is bouncing off different towers and it's giving you an approximate location at best, and sometimes that's wrong. Cops and prosecution teams, of course, are going to present these things to you like they're infallible because it's their job to get convictions. They're not going to tell you, they're not going to devil's advocate their own arguments like I always say I'll do. Because I'm trying to be an honest person. If they were honest, they would tell y'all, they would come out in the news and tell y'all, hey man, we believe these things point to him or point to whatever suspect we're talking about in whatever case. But there are some problems with our evidence because none of these things are 100% accurate. That's just reliable. That's just the truth. It's always been true of fingerprint evidence. It's always, I don't know why I'm losing my breath here. It's always been true of DNA evidence. It's always been true of eyewitness testimony. It's always been true of these polygraph tests. But at a point in time, they would always present these things to the unknowing public. Like, hey, you can rely on these things. If these things tell us something or point in a certain direction, then that's 100% accurate. It's never been so. So when you talk about the cell phone tower data and the DNA, that stuff just doesn't get it for me. This is circumstantial evidence, and circumstantial evidence can add up, and that's why I continue to say I'm waiting to see, based on the circumstantial evidence that they've alleged to have, because I still don't know they have any of this. They're alleging they have it. How much does all of it in one group, in one bunch, add up in trial? That's the only time we're going to know this. So I believe that very possibly Bryan is involved, but not because of any of that. I can't logically get past the fact that I'm in an area, bro. But unless you're me, let me devil's advocate my own argument. If you're in the area and the police are looking for a particular vehicle, and I know y'all are saying that the vehicle they were saying they were looking for is a different model than Bryan's, it's just too much for me for you to be the suspect that they pick up out of the 20,000 plus vehicles like that, and for you to be in that area and you nor your parents say, hey man, let us call the police and say we have nothing to do with this. Unless you're me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't give no damn about the police. I'm not helping them do their job. I don't do none of that. If I know I have done nothing, I'm not helping you do your job, bro. That's on you. You see what I'm saying? But in a murder case, 4 people murdered, I'm going to be honest with you. As an anti-police establishment, now if you watch me and follow me, you know I literally record myself interacting with police on a regular basis. I don't even upload all of the videos that I do it in. And there's nothing but respect unless they get disrespectful. The same way I interact with anybody, right? So individually, I have nothing but respect for police officers until they give me a reason not to. But the establishment of law authority in America, man, get the hell out of my face with that BS. It's all trash. It's like politics. I don't trust any of it. The people involved may be different. You know what I mean? They're good and bad. But the establishment built on BS, ran on BS, operating in BS. I don't deal with it. So, but in a quadruple murder, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I very possibly could see me calling them to say, hey, man, I drive this kind of car, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. Because I really think these people should have justice, man. If this was my family, I would want justice. So, but that's my gripe right there, man. My devil's advocate, my argument there is I don't see how they were in that area. It is alleged that Bryan even went to the school or was at the same school as one of the victims' family members, relatives, or something. It's just too much there for me to say I'm comfortable with the fact that they knew police were looking for a car similar to theirs, and they didn't contact them at all to say, hey, man, we got a car like that, but this ain't got nothing to do with us. And then they end up arresting him for the crime. That one thing has always been my contention, that Bryan is possibly involved in this case. Again, the roommates, absolutely involved. You're not going to convince me otherwise unless they just aren't. And then I will apologize. And I'm still saying, I'm supposing based on this ain't even damn circumstantial evidence. Based on what they have admitted to, their testimony, I think the cops know that they're involved. You know my baby Marcelina? We ain't got to go there. Rest in peace to my baby. You know I love you. Everybody who watches me know how I feel about baby M. I can tell you hundreds and hundreds of stories. I'm exaggerating, obviously, with that number, but too many stories where the cops knew, literally knew exactly what happened, and they either overlooked it or went out of their way to cover it up. Shout out to Trent down there in the coastal Georgia area. You know what I mean? How long did it take them to arrest those prominent members of their community for beating that boy up when we all saw the shit on camera? So y'all got to get out of here with that. Oh, they've been cleared shit. I'm so sick of y'all. So I'm probably gonna skip the grand jury because I was gonna skip some things. I'm sick of y'all though, because y'all, your blind eyes are not as justice centered as you want us to believe. You want some bullshit, you some hypocrites. The grand jury. I don't get this, right? I'm not gonna pretend I know a lot about grand juries, but from what I've heard, from what I've read, everybody but anybody that can defend Bryan's side gathers in a room. This is gonna be a perfect segue to get out of here. Everybody but anybody that could defend Bryan's side gathers in a room and tries to convince people who are already convinced that he's guilty that they have enough evidence to officially charge this man with the crime. That's what a grand jury is. Nobody else can be there. And all it was an operation in saving the damn roommates. Why are y'all going so far to y'all way to protect these chicks? I'm not getting into that because it's going to turn into a long rant, and I don't want to do that because then I'm going to have to edit the video to show y'all what I'm talking about, because anybody can say anything to y'all, and I don't ever want y'all to think I'm just talking. If I'm talking, it's because I can show you. Otherwise, I'm going to edit it out. I'm not going to say it. Probably not going to say it because I don't talk bullshit like that. Anyway, that was just a whole operation, man, because they were getting to the trial. I mean, they were getting to the preliminary hearing. Bethany was ducking, trying to help get justice for her friends, but she had to do the interview with Bryan's lawyers. It was just too much. Those chicks are not going to be able to be saved forever. And when they have to sit down in front of people that aren't rescuing their ass and protecting their ass, they're frail-ass feminists, just like the frail-ass feminists, female and males that are protecting them. Slow your ass down, boy. They are frail-ass feminists, just like the female and male feminists protecting them. These people can't hold damn water in a bucket, bro. Like, they crack like already cracked eggs. And that's what's gonna happen to these two pretty little liars as soon as they get in front of somebody who can question them that's not trying to protect them. And that's why they're going so damn hard to keep these chicks out of the way. It ain't because, oh, they're scared and then, no, nigga, we know y'all. Yeah, I just called y'all the N-word. I'm sorry. I'm not editing that out, too. This video coming straight to y'all. We know y'all lying. It's clear that y'all lying. And somebody's going to find that out and catch y'all in y'all lies and trap y'all in y'all lies and trip y'all up in y'all lies as soon as you have to talk to someone who's not protecting you. We know what the hell is going on here. We're not Nancy Disgrace. We're not News Demon Nation. We're none of those people. So this grand jury and why they scare me, man. This is what's about to happen this week. Bryan is going to walk into the courtroom and breathe. And News Nation, News Demon Nation, and Coffee at the Door are going to go to hell off. Do you see how his chest is moving in and out? Narcissist. Why does his chest go in and then why does it go out first? Man, if y'all don't shut the hell up. Okay, he's going to walk into the courtroom. There are going to be wrinkles on his left side because he slept on his right side. I know that makes no sense. I'm trying to show you how much sense the foolishness y'all draw out of these situations makes as well. There's going to be wrinkles on the left side of his jumpsuit or whatever he's wearing because he slept on his right side. And they're going to say, look, why are the wrinkles on his right side and not left side and not on his right side? Because textbook psychologists and psychiatrists say that anybody that sleeps on their right side is probably going to grow up to be a serial killer. I'm just trying to tell you, man, these people about to have a damn hearing. We don't even know what the guy's going to plead. He could very well walk in there and plead guilty. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think he's eventually going to tell on these BS roommates and whoever else was involved. I do. I don't think he's going down alone. I really don't. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I don't think this Bryan is guilty alone narrative is going to last forever or long at all. That's just my speculation. Obviously, I have no way of knowing that. But they're just about to have a hearing. He's about to go in there and plead. There's going to be nothing to draw from it, from his demeanor. Well, I'm not going to say anything. People's body language does tell things. But I'm just saying they're going to over-exaggerate his body language and his demeanor for the rest of the week. And this is important because we are supposed to be focused on these victims. We're supposed to be sensitive to their living relatives and loved ones, still their situation and the pain that's bringing them. We're supposed to want justice That's none of what's going on here with these media outlets and their brainwashed ass fans and viewers. They're just trying to create content to generate viewership, to generate income. It's about $1 to them. They don't give a damn. But y'all so damn brainwashed, y'all don't care. Y'all will believe every damn lie that Coffee After Dark tells. Y'all believe every damn lie that Nancy Disgrace tells, bro. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't point to victims, or it doesn't point to your heart being sincere about loving people who are victims of crimes or their loved ones. That shit pissed me off, bruh. I'm not following all these BS rumors and rabbit holes because it doesn't mean anything. The man is going to go in there and plead, yes, guilty or not guilty. The most valid thing that could happen is honest speculations about his body language and the other people involved in the process. Honest, not biased. The lawyer got on TV with this media analyst, and he was a feminist dude. And he was like, oh, they got a mountain of evidence. They found this, and they found that, and they found this, and they found that. And if they find that, he said, if they find blood on the brake pedal. If they find blood, while he was talking about the evidence that they allegedly took from Brian's car in his home and his office, he said, and if they find blood on the brake pedal, the problem is he was saying it like it was already something that they had found. And he said, well, this is a mountain of evidence that they have against him. And a defense attorney was on there, and she said, well, you know, he tried to get her and lead her to say, isn't it? He was like, yo, this is a lot of evidence, overwhelming evidence against him, right? And she looked at him and said, are you high? Hell no. Everything that you just listed are things that the average person may have in their car. Hell, some people even have guns in their car. God forbid they would have found a damn gun in Brian's car. Y'all would have been ready to accuse the man of the all of the murders in the last 30 years. I'm not editing no damn stumbling out. I'm a human just like your arrogant, self-righteous ass. These are things that the average American has in their damn car, their home, their office, whatever, bro. Y'all are wilding. If the man is guilty, he needs to be held accountable. But the things that y'all are using to say he's not guilty or he's guilty, they don't make nobody no damn serial killer or no murderer. And that's literally what this defense attorney said. To show that I like this chick, I clipped it, I put it on my platforms. She's not biased for Brian either. She did say, and I don't agree with her, but she said they have a pretty, substantial case, but I wouldn't say they have a solid case. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk, but she said they do have a good case. So she's clearly not on Brian's side, but she looked at that idiot and said, bro, you just tried to act like that was conviction worthy, what you just listed off and what's listed in that affidavit. Actually, those are things, and there's a fair amount of people know, those are things that the average American has in their possession, bro. That shit don't make nobody no killer, man. Let's be for real. I'm going to say this again and get out of here. Where is the blood on the outside of the house besides the blood that was leaking outside of the house? If he killed him, why the hell are we still waiting for them to say they found blood in any of his possessions? None of it makes sense, bro. None of it makes sense, and I'm just outraged. I damn near want to stay off the internet because I know all of these BS pillow princess, soccer mom media outlets and their sons are going to be online all week dropping content, and I might be right behind their ass analyzing their content. That's what I might do. I might do follow-up videos to their videos showing y'all how much BS they be on because so many of y'all act like they can't see it. And back to the grand jury, this is what scares me. All Nancy Disgrace has to do is get on TV and say some BS. All News Nation has to do is get on TV and cite one of their BS sources. And y'all believe this man is guilty because he was arrested. Y'all believe the roommates are not guilty because they were, air quotes, cleared. When I can tell you case after case, rest in peace to Marcelina, where the cops knew exactly what happened. Shout out to Trent. I told you was going to shake back. Praise God you did. And they still did not arrest the culprits. They knew who the guilty parties were and they still did not arrest the culprits. I can tell you case after case where cops fabricated suspects and people, men and women, went to jail for crimes that damn near everybody knew they didn't commit. I can tell you 8 people minimum who were murdered, who were in a capital punishment system. They were murdered only to be found absolutely not guilty after they were buried in the grave. But y'all don't care about any of that. All y'all care about is the rabbit hole rumors that these BS media outlets put in front of you. And this is where we end this with jurors. You are the people that these juror pools are picked from. So it doesn't surprise me when they hide in a room with everybody but anybody that could defend Brian and say, hey man, he's guilty. We can indict him. This is enough evidence to indict him. That doesn't surprise me. It scares me that these same people are going to be the people. And I know they're going to be vetted heavily. I pray he has a good defense team. I know they're going to be vetted heavily. But it scares me that these are the same demographic of people that the jury will be picked from, that any juries will be picked from, because y'all have forfeited the ability to use your own damn minds. And all you do is run to the internet and look for some bullshitter to tell you what you should think. And you don't even try to think through that logically. That is scary because you are hailing yourselves as the righteous ones among us who want justice. You don't want justice. You want to feed your egos. You're looking to be entertained, and you don't care whose lives that affects. That's some BS to me. Innocent until I'm out.
Seems like, from the outside, a pretty solid case. Is that going too far, Jesse?
I think they have a relatively good case. I wouldn't classify it as a solid case. And I'm looking at that litany of items. I think some of my former clients could be murder suspects because it seems like pretty standard stuff in a car. So,
Well, yeah, but if you've got one of those Ford victims' DNA on your brake pedal, or then it's game over.
And they say it could be explained away. I don't know what his relationship was that he could possibly put down how that person's DNA could end up in the pedal. But glasses, visors, seat cushions, so forth. The knives. Some people do carry knives in their car. Some people carry guns in their car, but that doesn't make them a murder suspect. And they say it could be explained away. I don't know what his relationship was that he could possibly put down how that person's DNA could end up in the pedal, but that doesn't make them a murder suspect.